try to understand fundamentals and everything else like that, how money is moving, whether or not people are actually, the institutions are putting money into play in this particular market. And in my honest opinion, it doesn't seem like that's the case. And the volumes have been light, very, very light for the last 3, 4, 5 months. So trading process, I think is what?
Pause.
What?
My foot touched yours. Pause.
Man, it's cool, man.
When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
They're gonna be quick and smooth. So, what's going on, everyone? Okay, all right. What's going on, everyone? This is Marcus Demitri.
And I'm Anonymous J.
And welcome back to Minority Wall Street. Simply put, we're here to increase your investment mindset. We believe that once you have it, you own it. Profits over everything.
Yes, sir.
So we've been going for a little hot minute, about 3 weeks. We had a lot of things going on individually for the good, and so we had to take a little break to sort those things out. But we'll share a little bit of what's been going on with us individually as well as collectively. So we're going to talk about, of course, I'm giving you guys a little market update, a little take of what's going on, what we've been doing, and what they say is shooting the ish, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's really what we need. We just need to get a video out. So yeah, JJ, how was your trading 3 weeks?
Trading 3 weeks, man. Really been holding off on trading, man. Really holding off, trying to be a little more patient, not chase trades.
Conservative.
Like a bit conservative, like you said, man. Not be so gun ho about trading and trying to make money on the markets, because the markets have just been real, just finicky, man. It's just up and down, left and right, due to trade wars. You were talking about before, the impeachment process.
Inquiry.
We
gotta say inquiry.
My bad. And just a lot of other different things, man, that have actually been going on that affect the market itself. One day it'll be up, one day it'll be down. You try to play with the technicals, you try to understand fundamentals and everything else like that, how money is moving, whether or not people are actually, the institutions are putting money into play in this particular market. And in my honest opinion, it doesn't seem like that's the case. And the volumes have been light, very, very light for the last 3, 4, 5 months. So trading process, I think is what?
Pause.
What?
My foot touched yours. Pause.
Man, it's cool, man. So the last 3, 4, 5 months, man, it's just the temperament of it. Like I said before, I really don't like the temperament. Now, there's always money to be made, but I've learned to be patient. So yeah,
that's good. I'm
learning.
I'm seeing growth. I'm seeing growth. Even though I don't have all the answers, it's just I'm a tad bit a little bit more conservative than Anonymous J. But for me, just trying to build up cash flow. That's what I've been doing, trying to save cash for the next opportunity, which I believe is 2021. So that's my little futuristic pick. So yeah, just been watching the markets, paying close attention to credit markets, definitely bond markets, the credit spreads, the yield curves and stuff like that. That's very important as far as economic base. And the reason being, I was paying attention to it because I needed that when I was interviewing. Like I was forced to do some research. So over the past 3 weeks, I've been interviewing with I'll say a few companies in the later stages, and it was regarding to the fixed income side. So right now I'm doing a career transition. Well, not a career, a job transition. Nothing wrong with my current job. It's just some opportunities just came my way with the powerfulness of LinkedIn. So if you don't have LinkedIn, I suggest you get that and get active on it. People will actually reach out to you more than what people, say. I mean, that's how I give them these opportunities, is people just reaching out to me, just seeing my page, seeing my profile, and just say, hey, this is what we do. Are you open? Of course, I'm going to listen. ain't gonna turn nothing down. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing the past 3 weeks. So I need to take a little break to focus and make sure I understand the credit side, the fixed income side of investing. I'm mostly so on the equity side, but the fixed income game is a lot of information, man. Yeah. It was thrown at me crazy, but still in the stages. I'll probably make a decision within the next couple of weeks. You probably guys won't know unless you follow me on LinkedIn, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. And as far as my take on the market, like you mentioned, as far as institutional, a lot of money has not been been placed in the markets because of some reservedness, because of the trade wars, because of impeachment inquiries and stuff like that, and just the whole global, I believe a global recession in the manufacturing industry, right? So a lot of companies are not making any products and stuff like that because they don't have. I think the materials, which is because of the trade, the price of the material, stuff like that. And so I think that's a huge issue. I don't think for us consumer spending that's the issue. I think consumer spending in the U.S. Has been not affected whatsoever. So manufacturing. So what I'm looking at right now is, of course, the manufacturing industry, and then subsequently the transportation industry. So why? Because if no one is making anything, where are they going to transport it to? Right, so those two they're linked together, what they call inter-market analysis, understanding one market and how the linkage between both to make a good decision for what might happen. So no manufacturing, nobody's transporting anything, nothing's being sold, and then companies like, well, nobody's buying. We got lay off people lay off. Well, I don't got no paycheck. Well, people got no paycheck. I'm not gonna spend. So there's no spending going on, so that brings down the GDP, and then the GDP is like, oh my God, what's going on? Then jobs just start cutting people and just laying people off, and then
gloom and doom.
I mean, this is what happens. then people will lose lose homes. Their credit would go crazy, stuff like that. A whole debt crisis could happen. That's what happens in a recession. It really shakes out the weak, right? And but it also helps the resiliency, right? So if you're those type of people that lose their job, lose things because of what's going on in the economy, if you're resilient enough to keep pushing, then you'll definitely make a great comeback with the market. Yeah. So I know I kind of went off a little tangent, a little, like you said, gloom and doom, but I mean, that's just reality. Yeah, so, but you want to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario as best as you can, right? So, saving a little bit of cash.
But it's crazy thing that she said about cash, because you've been talking about this for a minute. Most of the videos he's been talking about just hoarding cash, keeping cash on hand, because it's an individual that we hoop with, for a while, and he's
who? We might have some people that
playing basketball. A lot of people we met been hooping, but playing basketball. But I found out that he's a CFP. And he was talking about the same thing. He was actually speaking about hoarding cash, because he's the older gentleman. He was like, the last time I missed out, the last recession that we had, 2007, 2008, he felt as though he missed out, and now he's hoarding cash to take advantage of what's about to come. And that's his industry. He's been doing it since 2001. So that's his particular industry. And so, he's definitely, Mark Dimitri's on to something, man. So it's not just him speaking about it.
Yeah, and people not gonna speak about it because they don't want everybody to do the same thing and be in competition when those prices drop. So, just saving cash. So there's a video vlog of a couple that I watched called Our Rich Journey. So they actually retired at the age of 40. Right, and I think they had civil jobs. So it's not like they had like crazy executive level type jobs. It was just civil jobs. They just found ways to hack things as far as saving money, investing, and saving. I mean, that's what they did, and they was able to, you know, retire. I think they in Portugal. They retired in Portugal. You probably don't know because you don't watch YouTube other than this channel, but they retired, and you know they was able to do it collectively, and that goes to my next point: group economics.
Yes.
Right. So the powerfulness of group economics, and they're married. But if you know, if you have a girlfriend or if you have a couple of friends or something like that, you know, you want to would like to, you know, make investments with. I think it'd be a good opportunity for you guys to come together. To, you know, put your money together and see what opportunities you can do. So my take is I'd rather make $1 million with a group of people than struggle to make $4 million by myself. You know, because of time and all that type of stuff, and you don't know everything.
You don't, and the crazy thing is, man, is that years ago, man, I didn't ask for no help, no nothing. I felt as though I could do everything for myself, but you got good partners and family and people that are actually willing to assist you because they actually believe in what you're trying to do, because they saw you work hard, do for yourself, and it just got burnt out from it, and now you understand the strength in numbers and the strength in group economics where you was talking about, man. So it's actually, we're trying to get to that point, and we feel as though in the next 5 to 10 years it'll be a beautiful thing. That way everyone, I'm talking about everyone that we know that's like-minded, that are willing to put in the work, the energy, and the effort, I feel as though they'll be able to reap the benefits and actually get that wealth that they're actually looking for not for themselves, but for their family and for their people. So, I mean,
okay. What's it called? The inspiration vitamin.
Okay, TD Jakes, man.
But yeah, like I said, and that doesn't require a lot of money. People think, well, I need $10,000 to be a part of a group like that. Like, no, to be honest, you can start off with you can get 10 people to do $25 a month. Like, start as far as where you at in life, man, and work your way up. There's no, you know, set number. There's ideal goals, but there's no set numbers. But just, you know, get together with people and just put your money together. At this point, I wouldn't invest in anything if you was trying to enter the game of investing. I would just, you know, save the money up, do research as far as making sure you understand what the stock market is, how to understand different types of strategies like your small cap, mid cap, large cap, all that type of stuff. And speaking of caps, I think is a good place for people to start. I'm not giving financial advice, but as far as researching, is the mid-cap sector, mid-cap space. So mid-caps are those companies that have the market cap between $2 to $10 billion, right? So they're essentially on a growth trajectory to become a large cap. So they go from small, mid to large, right? So mid-caps are, you know, has a lot more room to grow than, you know, a large cap, because usually large cap reach their potential a little bit, then they start going international.
Yeah, that's
right. But mid caps, they still have a lot of growth in the U.S. and eventually they'll go internationally, which, you know, makes their exposure a lot bigger. So like, you know, Red Hat is a mid cap company, Yelp, you know, different companies like that are really U.S. domestic. Is very, you know, good to look at. So I'll just probably do some research on that end. And what else? You got nothing else? You've been gone for 3 weeks. You have nothing else?
I'm playing, man. So I know on the other channel I said no job but I trade. So what I did, I picked up a part-time job, and you tell by my voice, So it was just smart for me. It was just smart for me to do, man. Like I said before, I said in previous videos, chasing the money, not the smartest thing to do. He always clowns me about diversifying my portfolio on how I trade. I always tell him, man, I'm diversified in long-term positions. Yes, I've been diversified for years, but my short-term how I trade, not at all, man. But it came to a point where people, I mean, you have to listen to your family and the people around you. It's like, all right, man, we know, like, you busted your butt for a decade, you worked your butt off, and you took this hiatus trying to go for this, but be smart about it. And they were right. I'm hard-headed. I felt as though, man, I'm gonna do it. But sometimes you get humbled, but I just laugh it off and continue to go. So that's pretty much what has been happening to me. I picked up, like I said, part-time, but then I do decent work. Them fools giving me full-time. It's crazy, but it's okay. It's temporary. So that's pretty much what I've been on.
And I was clowning on him because when I said diversified, not just the stocks or plays that he was doing, but just the strategy. Mm-hmm. So he's big on options, was good and great, but he was only doing calls and barely doing puts.
No. In the past 6 months to a year, I've been doing more puts, but I make the most money doing calls.
But that's just the generic, but I'm talking about
ironclad, the butterfly, all
the different strategies to where you can sell and collect a premium. They're just like free money, but you just have to have 100 shares of stock. I mean, selling. That's where people made their money. And to be honest, and it's sad that his confirmation has to come from somebody else other than me. Because then old boy said at the gym, he was like, that's how the rich get richer.
They selling put. And I know it, man. It's just that I'm already with I have a strategy, and I've done pretty good. I've had my ups, but it's the ups and the downs, and you don't want those ups and the downs. You just want a steady increase, and that's how it's compounding your money. That's how the wealthy continue to add to their wealth, man, especially with this equities and trading and things of that nature. So it's a learning process, man. I'm still learning. I've been doing it for a good amount of years.
Yeah, that's true. Consistency is good as far as
not going to stop.
Yeah, not going to stop. And then also so for people who I don't want to trade in a public market yet. What else can I do if I get a group of people? What can we do? Well, as far as what we're working on, we consider now as a VC a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting to it. We consider a little bit as a VC. So we're help funding as far as monetarily and knowledge sweat equity to a company that's a cleaning business that we believe is going to be very profitable. The reason being, we looked at a high-level overview on can it sustain a recession. So the cleaning industry business services is recession-proof. So everybody needs cleaning regardless of the economy's up or down, because people don't want to do it. And people don't have time to do it. So we believe that it's a great avenue for us as far as what we're trying to do as far as a collective, as far as Minority Wall Street. So yeah, we have a cleaning business.
It's becoming into the process. Yeah.
No, but the idea I came up with today, I told you about, that's
crazy.
That'd be crazy.
No, that's
so essentially, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that. It's essentially going to be passive income that's going to be funneled from that business directly to us, and then we'll be able to collectively, invest that along with other people we can bring on board in the very near future. So some individuals are going to be challenged to employ a group economics project that we're going to be implementing in 2020, but primarily it's going to be research. So we're not making any purchases in 2020. We're not making no purchases. No, it's all going to be research. And another good industry to look into is clean tech. I don't know if we mentioned the other video, so we're gonna bring a little more information on clean tech investments. So there's a lot of opportunities out there that people don't really speak of. So a lot of people only talk about the large cap, sexy stocks. They don't really talk about the stocks that are actually making money for them on the low. Yeah. So mid-cap. Just study mid-cap. Just start researching mid-cap companies and that particular strategy. So yeah, I think we said a lot in this video. Hopefully this video is recorded, because we recorded about 30 minutes of a different video and we found that it wasn't recorded. So hopefully once this video turned off, I'll go around the camera and see more minutes on the camera this time. So until next time, Peace.
When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing